Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited. This Zoom screen is as full and nice as never before. I've never had so many visitors at the same time, and then I have the nicest and liveliest and funnest team on the planet all here at the same time. It is Chimera. Chimera. I keep forgetting about this.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Chimera.
Hey.
Chimera. Chimera.
Chimera.
Chimera. Chimera. Okay, I have to remember that. Well, good to have you. Thank you so much, and especially Laura for organizing this whole thing, getting everybody together. Not that easy to do, and we made it. It's noon here in Florida, and it's 5 p.m. in the United Kingdom, and it's Easter Sunday.
It is.
Everybody's at home alone. So, how are things in England? I'm trying to get, you know, like impressions and little updates from everywhere. And how are things in England? Your Prime Minister has recovered or is recovering. He was suffering for a little while. How is the situation? Tell us what's going on in England. We are all sitting at home doing nothing. What are you doing?
The same, really.
Yeah, Laura, you begin. You begin. You put it all together.
Yeah, so much the same as everyone else, I imagine, at the moment. We're kind of uncertain about what's going to happen every single day. We look for updates, but at the moment, it doesn't look like anything's going to change anytime soon. On the plus side, it is really nice weather at the moment. So whilst we can't go jumping, we can at least be out running and enjoying our gardens and doing all the things that we guess non-skydivers do normally. But now we're getting a chance to have a go as well.
I found that very painful, you know, at the time when the Shamrock was scheduled, and right after when everything was shut down, the weather was absolutely perfect. So it was great for running and all that kind of stuff, but I think it was very painful actually to see.
Glorious.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Well, the thunderstorms are rolling in now over in Cambridge.
Yeah, same here actually. There's supposed to be some weather actually, and that I would much rather, when I'm not jumping, I would much rather like to see, you know, raining and storming and all that. But
I think Skydive Langer were meant to have a boogie this weekend, and the weather would have been amazing for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and the indoor season. Gosh, you have such a story behind you anyway. Now that I covered, as you may have read it or not, you know, I recently covered the whole adventure of you this year. Just unbelievable. You know, going to Spain. And, so I want to tell the Spain story here quickly. You know, you did a lot of running and cooking and eating and climbing and whatever and swimming in Spain already. Don't you have enough of that? No. 3 days in Spain. So who gives us that update quickly? The story there.
Well, we had made it out the previous weekend. We'd done a couple of hours training with Andy and Windor. Things had gone pretty successfully that weekend. We left all our gear there ready. We had a tab at the tunnel ready for us to go back. We got on the plane. Hadn't really heard much about anything happening in Spain at the time, and we were on the plane. It was on the taxiway. The door was shut, and we got a call from Andy to say the wind tunnel was closing due to the situation in Spain. So that was really the first we heard of it. There wasn't really much chance to turn around at that point. We were on the plane, waiting, talking about what we could do. We knew all our gear was out there anyway, so off we went. And we sure did make the most of it, though.
Did you have time to beat your fellow Englishman Pete Allen while you were there? He lives in Buria, right? Or?
I don't think that weekend, but maybe the one before.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't the same weekend. Well, what an adventure, you know. So we went to Spain basically just for a little short vacation, and then you came back, and the World Challenge was. Sorry.
when we were out there, we did do 2 jumps, all with borrowed kit.
Right.
And they were the 2 most wonderful jumps that
They were
I've ever had.
Oh, really? So why were the most wonderful, as of athletic purposes or for fun, or?
Hadn't jumped in
They
a
were
long
our
time.
first jumps as a team.
Yeah, first jumps with Will, which was
I felt like I was missing out.
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't
missed out. Yeah.
I didn't go because it was tunnel deep. Tunnel
Sorry.
training.
First jump with Will. Okay, so now we have to get to that topic anyway, because nobody ever tells me anything anyway. For me, it was totally new that you have a new team member.
Surprise.
And I met Harry. He was at Paraclete for the indoor championship there. He never said a thing. I was asking, so what's going on ACM or so? Well, nothing, we're just we're done, kind of. So he didn't really say much. And so Chimera has a new team member. Will.
We have 2 new team members.
Well, sorry, I take that back. So Pete, I don't want to. Pete is Pete and Will. Pete is a new team videographer, right? Welcome.
Yes.
He's on the top left there at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Will Cook, who is new. And again, nobody told me anything about this, so now it's your time to explain what was going on, what happened actually. You made the first jump with Will in Spain. So how did it get to that?
Well, Chris was really, really annoying us, so we thought, that's it, you're out. And then we thought, like, we were absolutely scraping the barrel, and then we're like, oh, who else can we do? Like, we kind of burned through everyone, so then we just had to go to Will.
Yeah, Will lives close to us as well, so he was convenient, and Pete lives with Matt, so he could borrow a lot of his gear, which was handy.
Yeah, which I will be doing.
Yeah.
I was wondering about this because you are kind of a fun, like a social team anyway, whether you made this decision for athletic reasons or for social reasons or whatever. So you had to go through a vacation with you first before you come over.
It's to make sure it fits in the tunnel okay.
We'd had an awesome 4 years with Matt and Chris, and I think by the end of it, we just got to a point where we'd achieved a lot. Our average had gone up massively from when we first got together. We were really proud of our performance in Eloy for the World Cup. Everything had gone really well, and at that point, Matt decided that he just wanted to do other things. So he's been quite busy. He has a girlfriend who's in Paris, so he travels to France quite a lot. Is doing other things with his time. And then Chris, because he works in the sport, I think he just wanted to maybe travel around a bit more and experience a few more disciplines. So he's got quite into his free flying, and he bought a plane. So they wanted to kind of step back from the team. And then we were really, really fortunate that, Will and Pete live close by, but they're also really good friends of ours and both fantastic flyers. So it was really great when they said that they could join us.
So when did that happen? Already shortly after the World Cup last year?
When was it? Like November time?
Yeah, end of the year. And it was a surprise to me as well. So, I mean, you mentioned ACM earlier, Kurt. So all the guys really had other commitments that they wanted to take some time out of the intense training schedule to go and focus on other things. So that team was really slowing down, and I really wanted to go skydiving. So I'd already started looking at what was out there, and my assumptions were, the NFTO, the girls were going to stick together. Chimera, I thought, were going to stick together. Eros,
nothing there for me.
So I started looking around, and when I got a WhatsApp message, I have to say I was quite surprised and very pleased at the same time.
It was a weird night, wasn't it, Will? It was like a first date.
Oh, it was like being interviewed.
Oh, that was the first interview with Laura.
Exactly. So it was me, James, and Sarah went to the pub to meet Will, and it was just like a job interview. But we had a good chat, and it turned out it was really fortunate actually. All of Will's aspirations, all of his goals are exactly the same as ours. He's got the same kind of time and budget that he can put to it. So it all worked out really well.
Great.
And strange, because I've known you guys for 15 years. So to be having those conversations was bit different to the conversations I've had with all of you before, so it was good.
Yeah, I have to look into the team histories now, where it actually matches and all that kind of stuff. So that would be interesting to figure it out actually. Now there was Hurricane before, and for you there was another, I mean, several teams before. So you can explain a little bit of that, you know, where it was overlapping or
Quite interesting, because me and Will, when we were in Hurricane together, we were piece partners on the front piece. So it's quite weird to be, what, I can't remember, like 8 years, 10 years later, now piece partners again, but on the back piece. So that's quite fun.
Yeah, that's a great story, in fact. Yeah. So you were together on Hurricane already.
Yeah.
And then it was also a nice and lucky coincidence that ACM was kind of, you know, not really knowing any. I mean, it looked like they discontinued. Looked from the outside, at least, it looked like they wouldn't, you know, there was nothing coming. And then it was a perfect fit. Where was the pub where you met?
Next to Skydive Langer in Harby.
Where was that?
We all live near Skydive Langer.
Yeah.
It was just close by to the drop zone.
Okay, so you were serious about that. Now physically everybody's really close to Skydive Langer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's great. That's a big advantage. It's nice to live close to a drop zone. I mean, you can. I've always dreamed of this, that you are at a drop zone where at the end of the day, when everybody's done with normal work, you know, you just go to the drop zone, make just two jumps, you know, but every day, 365 days, that makes 700 jumps or something.
We do live in the UK though, unfortunately, so
yeah, distances are a little bit longer.
Is close by, but so are the clouds.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, you have wind tunnels now too. So what's going on at Twin Woods Adventure? You cannot train, they're closed completely, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of the tunnels are closed, unfortunately. Everything's closed. So we can't do anything. I mean, other than kind of visualizing and keeping fit so that we're ready to go as soon as everything opens again, we can't train.
Laura, can you move a little closer? This came hardly across. I think what's happening with the audio. Yeah. Maybe I think it was just the distance. Can you say that again, please?
Yes, I can't remember what I said, but I'm sure it was great.
It was about Twin Woods.
Something about the wind tunnels being closed. Yeah, right, all of the wind tunnels, all the drop zones, they're all closed. So we can't train at all at the moment. But we're all trying to keep fit and healthy and visualize so that as soon as we can train again, then we can get straight back on it.
Yeah, and there's such a it's such a big year for you coming up. You know, I mean, one of everybody's goals, you know, going to a world championship for the first time. This will be, I'm saying no, not would be, I'm saying will be, because we are all still hopeful, right? This will be your first world championship, you know, and that's what you all have worked for so long. And now, well, it will happen. I just think it will happen, but you know, we're all working towards that now, and it's so sad that it is somehow in jeopardy, you know, realistically. Except for Will, you have been at a world championship before.
I've done an indoor world meet, but this will be the first outdoor world meet for me also. So yeah.
Yes, but you have been at a world championship. You know, the indoor world championship is a world championship. And you've made your first experiences with that. I mean, I know that everybody on Chimera, you've been to World Cups and, you know, and other international events, so you are experienced with that too. But a World Championship is still, does it have something special? Will, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It was amazing to be there for the indoor world meet, and I'm still looking forward to going to Russia. I really hope it goes ahead. I'm sure we all do.
What can you tell your teammates about a world championship, about the feeling of, you know, what is the special thing about it?
Oh, wow. I mean, it's just the atmosphere. You've got all these amazing competitors around you. You know, you look up to a lot of them. A lot of them are your friends. And on top of that, you've got this environment. You've got the buzz in your tummy. You know, you've worked up to it, you've worked so hard, put in all the hours, and then it's peaking at that one event. And yeah, it's just like nothing else.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have it again.
Yeah, and then doing it all together with Chimera at an outdoor championship, which is still something even more special. You know, I mean, has anybody been yet just watching it or visiting a world championship? Has anybody been anywhere yet?
No.
Well, you know, I'm hoping so much. It is special. You know, it's very special too. Pete, a quick question to you. You didn't go to Spain, right? It was supposed to be an indoor camp, right?
Yeah, so we were just doing a tunnel training. So
Yeah.
I was still at home. I was working at Skala at the time.
So you have not made the first jump together with a team yet. It's so far it's
not with this lineup. I stepped in occasionally to film training stuff last year and the year before.
Okay.
On very small basis. But no, not with this lineup at all. I was itching to do it, and then everything suddenly came crashing down just before we get to jumping.
What is your team history? Which are the teams we should know that you have filmed in the past?
Most teams I've done are actually in teams. They weren't necessarily podium level AAA, but I've been in teams with most of these guys before, actually. In a team called Team Enigma.
Enigma?
Yeah. Some top quality AAA we did.
Why are you laughing, Laura? and James and Sarah are giggling too. What's going on there? What am I missing here?
We did a team in, was it 2009, Pete? Is that when we did it?
Yeah, I think so.
And we were in the bar one night, and the original lineup was me and Pete with Johnny Flowers, who was then in Eclipse and Microclimax, and Sam Bement. And we were all in the bar one night, and we had, I don't know, 100, 200 jumps maximum, and we were talking about how four-way can't be that difficult. And we wondered why people were putting so much time and money into it. And we thought, it can't really be that hard. So we decided there and then in the bar that we would do a AAA team, but that we would hardly spend any money. And that turned into actually quite a fun experiment. We decided that we could learn a lot just through visualization and going to a lot of the road shows and the events that happen, and talking to people at Skala where there are some incredible four-way flyers. So we decided that we could just learn from kind of talking to other people rather than spending money on jumping and tunnel. And Pete's absolutely right. It wasn't great. But our ambition was that we could get an average above 6 to prove that we could get at least 1 page per round. And we did, which was really cool. And then Will was in that team in subsequent years. James was in it as well. Sarah, were you in it? I can't even remember. No. So we did about 3 years where we just brought new people in and just did it for a lot of fun. But yeah, that's why we're laughing, because it was a bit of a silly team, but it was good fun.
And 11 years later, you're totally addicted, almost bankrupt, ready to give up your jobs. And so what could four-way actually do to you now? What's the big deal about four-way?
Turns out it's harder than we thought. Who knew?
Who was filming you in Spain? You needed did you go without video for your 2 jumps, or?
Yes.
No, we did have someone.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody was filming you?
Tim, I think.
Somebody.
So where are the videos? Are you going to send them over to me so we can see the first 2 Chimera jumps with a new lineup?
Out of classes or
I'm gonna ask you later. So if you can find them somewhere and send them, I'm sure that everybody would like to see.
They're from the Porter, which we hadn't.
Oh,
really...
even better. So we see a funnel, we see an exit funnel or something. Oh, great.
I think we lost the video, unfortunately.
Yeah. I hear you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we lost the video. Funny. So what now? What's the plan now, except for being at home and zooming with NSL news and getting on the Laura was running earlier today, right? Being fit and in good shape, eating healthy, and what's it's all open, or do you try to adjust the plans every week, or what's coming?
I don't think there really is a way of adjusting and planning at the moment with everything that's going on. We did fight really hard at the beginning to get a good plan together, and we're a little bit disappointed in the fact that we've had to put that to one side. But obviously there's bigger things going on in the world. I guess we're happy that we're healthy. I hope everyone's in line with that. I know for me, it was going to be a huge time commitment, so I'm spending a lot of time with my girlfriend Lindsay at home when actually I wouldn't have had that time with her otherwise. So I'm kind of trying to make the best of a bad situation that's going on around the globe right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it light too, you know, because that's the only thing. Taking everything too serious is not helpful, because you have to keep hopes up and the spirits up and all that. But it is surely serious. Now people are dying, and what we are doing is really kind of a silly thing, jumping from planes and flying in wind tunnels and all that kind of stuff. But so it is tragic. It's sad to watch that. But at the same time, you know, we've done this before and we'll do it again in the future at some point. And being in good spirits and ready for all that is only helpful for others. You know, it's not helpful if everybody goes home now and is frustrated and depressed. I don't think you're going to help anybody with that. And that cannot happen to Chimera anyway. That's impossible. So if everything goes somehow, you know, following the plan, you will begin with outdoor training at Skydive Langer. Every day.
Maybe.
Every day in the morning before work, then at lunchtime, and then after work again. 6 jumps every day.
That would be nice.
Well, the original plan was that we'd be in Belgium right now, and then we'd be going over to Eloy to go and train with Nicholas. So hopefully once everything's back to normal again, we can look at rearranging some of that, because he's been just amazing. So we've done some training with Andy over in Spain, and then over the winter, Nicholas has been doing remote coaching with us. So we're really excited to get into the sky with him and to have some in-person coaching, which we haven't really had yet.
Yeah, and you lost some camps were on the agenda actually with Nicholas coming to Europe, right? But that also fell apart, obviously. So will you bring him over to Langer then, or will you try to go to Arizona again?
I think we'll probably try to go to Arizona. For us, the key thing will be to get the jumps in, and it's much more guaranteed if we can go there than if we stay at Langer.
Yeah. When did you start working with Nicholas? This year? Was it with a new season coming, or was it already before?
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. I think.
3 years. Okay.
We've been working with him for quite a long time now.
Because I saw that you were going to Spain to train with Andy Growls, and that was just for another experience, some more input, or because Nicholas couldn't come, I guess.
I think it's good to have like that in-face coaching, and even though the remote coaching Nicholas has been doing has been absolutely amazing, being able to go and have that face-to-face coaching I think is really invaluable as well, so you can get corrected then and there. So I think we also had an Emporia camp booked with Andy as well. But yeah, like I said, it's just kind of more comes down to like coach availability, and like Laura said, it's just all about getting the jumps in. But both amazing coaches, so I think I've got a good choice there. So
you fired Katie now, or?
I know it was a really awkward conversation. But yeah.
Katie's not really skydiving anymore. She's doing lots of other things at the moment.
And I was just joking, of course. I mean, Katie was not really. She was helping quite a while. I mean, she was putting in, right? I guess because she's your sister. So, and she hung around the team quite a few times when I saw Chimera. What's she doing, James? So you say she's not jumping so much anymore. What's she doing?
She's working in a career, trying to work a bit more with kids. So she studied psychology at university. Now, she's trying to get into that sort of that career.
Okay. Well, say hello next time you see her, talk to her. And that is everything I can ask at this point in time, you know, for what's going on with Chimera. That was very interesting and good information. And I hope that everything will go well. Is there anything else that you want to spread here with, as long as we are still running our screen here together? Anything that you want to share with the skydiving world that needs to be known by everybody? New techniques on block 13, for instance, or on other things? Any breaking news?
We can't tell you our secret techniques. It's our secret weapons. We don't want to spill the beans too early. Just.
Well, I can't wait to see the first flying sessions or jumps with Will. Good luck with your new team, Will and Pete. Same thing. I hope it will happen very soon, either in Bedford or in Langer, and then we hear from you again. And I hope very much that the World Championship will be on, so you get your first, and then hopefully see you in Russia. That would be lovely.
And thank you, Kurt, as well for inviting us to chat to you. But also, we're really enjoying all of your articles and watching all of your updates from the teams. While we can't jump, it's always really nice to stay in touch. So thank you for keeping us up to date.
Well, thank you very much. I love to hear that, and I know you have a big following. So if you, what you can do actually. Now, I hate to say stuff like that, but especially in times like this, the NSL doesn't really have a lot of revenue scoring there any longer because there are no events. So tell all your followings and your fans who support, sign up as a member or patron or something, and help. These are the times where you really need the help. So I haven't said that any time yet, but since you have 1 million people following, I should say it now so everybody knows.
So all 500 now.
500, huh? Very good. Okay, once again, thank you very much and good luck with everything. Good luck to all of us. And I hope to talk to you very soon again. Thank you, Chimera.
Thanks so much, Kat.
Bye.